I've been thinking about English classes recently. Should you go to an English class? Should you go to an English school? What is the purpose of an English class or an English school? In the past shows and past audios and videos, I have criticized English classes and English school a lot. The truth is, as you know, is that most of your improvement, most of your learning, most of your success speaking English will come from your independent learning at home. That's where the improvement happens. It's your effort at home, often alone, that determine your success. If the hours you spend listening to audios or reading books in English or even practicing your pronunciation with an audio. So recently, just last week, I finished reading Steve Kaufman's book in Spanish, and he had a great quote in that book. He said, "The teacher cannot make you learn. It's your responsibility to learn." So learning comes from you, not from the teacher. So the question then, and I have, that you have, that maybe all of us have, is what then is the purpose of a teacher? What is the purpose of a classroom coming together with other students and the teacher? Is it even necessary to have a class or school? Good questions. I've been thinking about this question especially because I'm planning to do a series of classes and seminars this year in Asia. I'll be moving around to different countries in Asia, doing some large classes and seminars. So of course I've been asking myself this same question: what is the purpose of the seminar? What am I hoping to do? How can I help those students there? And also I'm asking myself, what can I not do? What is not possible for me to do as a teacher? Important question. And that I thought about this question and I start asking myself, why am I doing this? What's the purpose of a class? What's the purpose of coming together with other people? I remembered my first Tony Robbins event. Tony Robbins is a motivational speaker. And my wife and I went to our first Tony Robbins event several years ago. And my memory of that event is that it was this incredibly fun, emotional, powerful event that we screamed and shouted a lot. We jumped up and down, we played loud music. It was super energetic and fun. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. It was a very emotional experience for me. Now, also at this event, we learned a lot of great ideas and strategies for achieving success. But this event was only 4 days long, so of course I didn't actually do anything at the event in those 4 days. I didn't change my business. I didn't change my health. Not enough time. So mostly I got energized and excited, and I learned new strategies. And of course, immediately after the event, I felt a powerful, incredible, so excited, so energized to make changes in my life. And indeed, when I think about that event, I realized that the power of that event was that it helps me make psychological changes. I changed my emotion, I changed my attitude, I changed many of my beliefs about what was possible, I changed my goals, and I increased my confidence. I believed that, yes, I could do it. Yes, I could be successful. Yes, I could build a successful business. For example, yes, I could be a successful public speaker. Yes, I could live all of these big dreams that I have. Now, of course, after that event, I have to go home and actually do all the necessary steps and learning and work to achieve those goals, to achieve those dreams. Tony Robbins didn't do that work for me. I still have to do it. I look back now, several years later, and I can see that my life changed from that event. I was going one direction, and then that event changed the direction of my life. Again, by helping me change my beliefs, change my attitude, change my mindset, change my thinking, change my goals, and change my emotion. To take a quick Twitter question, and then we'll come back to this topic of school, life event, the roles of teacher, what kind of could you do for you, and what must you do for yourself. A Twitter question this week from Maria, one of my favorite people. Maria, she says, I want to learn Japanese, Italian, etc., several languages. Is it possible to use the effortless as a total beginner in other languages? It's a good question because Effortless English, my courses are focused on intermediate level learners. Obviously, I've been speaking, you already know some English. So Maria wants to know, can we use the same system for total beginners, and can we use it with other languages? And the answer to both is yes. First of all, other languages, I'm using the system finally. Now with Spanish, I learned Spanish for maybe a year in school, using the old method, grammar and all that, and had a big failure and couldn't speak at all. And now I'm using a program, Unlimited Spanish. My good friend Oscar in Barcelona created that program, and he created it using the Effortless English system to teach Spanish. So there we go, Spanish, definitely. So my wife has a course for beginning Japanese, zero level, low level Japanese. It's called LearnRealJapanese.com. I'm going to be focusing on that program next year. So definitely, you can do this. You can also create your own learning plan, independent learning plan for any language, using the frames principle, the 7 rules, all those things you'll find in my email, in my upcoming books. So yes, you can do it in other languages, and yes, you can do it as a beginner. So good luck. I look forward to hearing you speak different languages in the cute voice, in the cute voice of yours. Okay, let's get back to our topic. So we're talking about the role of a class. Why should you go to a class? Should you go to an English class at all? If you do go to an English school, what should you look for? What is the purpose of that class for you? First, so a few thoughts. Thought number 1, you are the responsible for your learning, not the teacher, not a school. You. Most of your learning, most of your improvement comes from your work you do at home, usually alone. Even in my Tony Robbins example, it was a powerful 4-day event. I made a lot of big changes psychologically in my mind. But just going to that event didn't change my life. It wasn't that the event who did it. My mind. But just going to that event didn't change my life. It wasn't that event that did it, right? Because I came home from the event feeling great. Yeah, of course, after a few weeks, that excitement kind of drops. It was gone, right? I'm not excited anymore. But I had to do the work. I got inspired. I got motivated. I made psychological change. I made big goals and learned new strategy at that live event. But all of that was still useless without actions, without the actual daily work of doing what I needed to do to get success. And that's indeed what I have done, what I did and what I've done over the last several years, to take the step at the work and work and work every single day on my businesses. Hours and hours of working on my business each and every day. Tony Robbins didn't do that. No one else do that for me. I had to do it. I had to use discipline and determination to do that. And so the success I have now came from that work at home, that independent work. That the same is true for you. Your success with your English speaking will mostly come from the daily effort you make every single day, listening to effortless English lesson, listening to audio, reading novels, chatting with people, etc. Every day doing that with hours and hours and hours of independent learning, you'll spend. Yes, that's where most of the improvement and skill and success come from. You. And that's good news, because that means you're in control, not someone else. All right, another idea. All right, the purpose, therefore, of the class, and indeed the purpose of the teacher, is mostly inspiration. The teacher can't do the work for you. And indeed, the teacher can't even give you the skills. What the best teacher can do is change your psychology, change your beliefs and your thinking. The best teacher make you stronger. They make you feel more motivated. They help you to energize you. And most of all, they build your confidence. They help you to believe that, yes, you can do it. Yes, you can have big success. Yes, you can achieve your dreams. Your dreams. They really help you to feel that deep inside, to have the confidence to keep going, to do the work every day. That's what the great ones do. And therefore, it's important to choose your teacher carefully, because the bad teacher are the ones who do the opposite. They kill your inspiration. They make you feel frustrated. They make you feel weaker. They make you feel more stupid. You may make you feel that you can't do it. And this is why I'm so frustrated, and indeed sometimes even angry with most school and with most school system. Because what I see them doing is making their student weaker through tests and grades and criticism and constant error correction and many other things. They make the student weaker. They make the student less confident. They're doing exactly the opposite of what they should be doing. They harming the student, and that upsets me a lot. So let's take another quick Twitter question. So Go Peter said, where can I get audiobook? You always mention audiobook. Audiobook are a great way to practice listening. The best thing to do is to get a book, a novel and a book you like, and also get the audio version of that book, and then you can read and listen at the same time. So the question here is where to get that audiobook. Well, the good news is that Amazon now sells them directly, and most Amazon website, they have some WhisperSync right now, where you can buy a book and buy the audiobook as a package. At the same time, you can find, they don't have that audiobook. Also for website, also called audible.com. Audible.com focuses completely on just audiobook. So you can get a lot of audio on audible.com. So Amazon and audible.com, both great pieces to get audiobooks or actual listening practice. All right, let's go back to our topic of school and class and teach what you're looking for. Let's say you're in hometown and you listening at home, you're doing independent learning with effortlessly, that's great. But maybe you feel a little bit lonely, maybe the motivation dropping a little, so you like to find a class in the hometown. That's fine. But be very careful as you shop and choose your class. Don't just go to the first class you find. If you're looking at school and classes and tutors, be very careful. If you can't observe one of their classes, what you're looking, first of all, you need to look for teacher very positive, and ideally is high energy. Why? Again, because the number one thing that a good teacher can do for you is to energize and inspire you and to build your confidence. To do that as a teacher must be and positive, and then it's kind of tired, not very interesting. That's not going to energize you. They're not going to inspire you, and therefore kind of waste of time. So you're looking, especially for their personality and their energy, they should be smiling, they should be happy, they should have energy, and they should be very positive. As you observe them teaching, also listen to how they talk to their student. Do they encourage their students, or do they discourage them? Do they criticize students and focus constantly on mistakes? That's not good. That makes you feel weaker. Or do they instead focus on positive improvement and make the student feel more confident, more strong, but they can't do it? That's the kind of teacher you definitely want. Finally, as you are shopping and looking at teacher and classes, look at the other student in the class too. Also very important. Are they energized during the class? Are they sitting up with their eyes open and really listening and seem to be enjoying the class? Are they participating? Are they talking or shouting? Are they pause at the people after class? You can chat with them a little bit. Are they nice people? Are they participating? Are they talking or shouting? Are they positive people? After the class, you can chat with them a little bit. Are they nice people? Are they supporting? Are they encourage you, which feel happy and positive being around them? Or you're kind of negative because you have people on Twitter ask me almost every week, oh, what should I do? My friends, they criticize me, my speaking, and make me feel bad. You don't want those kind of people that's going to make you feel weak. No. So the class is also important. Now, ideally, you also want to see the class moving, actually using their body. So that is very high energy class. And indeed, these are the thoughts going through my head now as I plan my event in Asia for this year. I'm thinking of my role as a coach and teacher, and I realize what I can do for my audience is I can inspire them and energize them and make them feel more confident, more strong about their speaking ability right now. And then I can give them great strategies to use at home to continue improving so that the confidence grows, the improvement grows, and they can go home and really do the work in a smart, intelligent way, and they achieve that big success, that big dream they have for English speaking that you have. That's my role as a teacher, and that's the kind of teacher you should be looking for, kind of class you look for in your own town. So good luck to you. Be very careful and be very picky about this, meaning don't just pick anybody. Make sure you feel great about that class before you join it. Because otherwise, if you cannot find a teacher like that, if you cannot find a school like that, it's better just stay at home and learn independently and don't go to school at all. A bad school will hurt your learning, hurt your confidence. You must avoid it. Let's go to our last Twitter question. This is from Powerful Amir, just Twitter name. An animated movie good for learning, the movie Frozen. That's a good question. I talk about using movies to learn English. And if I talk about my movie technique in my new book, I'll talk about it more. The question now is what kind of movie are kind of best for learning English? And specifically, animated movie good. I would say it depends on the movie. Frozen, maybe not so much. And there's nothing wrong. It's a perfectly fine movie. It's a wonderful movie. If you enjoy it, sure, go see it and watch it. But for choosing a movie specifically to learn English, musicals are not the best. So that's why I don't recommend Frozen so much. It's not because it's animated, it's because it's a musical. And so during much of the movie, the characters are singing. What's wrong with singing? Nothing is wrong with singing, and songs are fine. But for learning English, it's not as good. Because number one, when people sing, they often change the natural pronunciation. Obviously, people don't normally say, so let it go. It's not how people not talk it. They don't want to talk that way. It changes. Obviously, people don't say, let it go. Right? That's not how people talk normally. You don't want to talk that way either. So pronunciation is not natural. It's not natural, not conversational spoken English. The other thing is that songs are poetry. And so they use a different style of communication. The sentences, the phrases are not normal spoken English. They're more artistic, sometimes very, very difficult to understand. Even native speakers, I don't know exactly what the song's about. So for this reason, musicals are not the best for learning English. So in my opinion, the very best kind of a movie for learning English are drama, modern drama, and modern romantic comedies. The reason they're good is that have a lot of talking usually. Characters talk a lot to each other, and they have more normal conversation. The reason modern is important, modern means now, that means the movie setting is sometime in the present, maybe the 1970s or 80s or 90s or more. That's okay. But you don't want a movie that is happening, 300 years ago. And the reason is, again, sometimes in those movies they use old styled English speaking that we don't use anymore. So modern dramas and modern romantic comedies are the best kind of movies to use when learning English, for learning English. Time for the Effortless English News. What's happening with me and what's happening in the world with Effortless English? So first, I just got back from camping in the Redwood Forest, Northern California. I went there with my wife and two best friends, Kristen and Joe. We had a great time, very relaxing, so nice to get away from the computers and work and just get out in the quiet with the huge trees. I highly recommend it, and if you feel stressed or overworked, go camping, get out in nature. What else happening? Another piece of you may have noticed this show is not live anymore. I was recording it live, meaning at the same time every day on Sunday. But my schedule now is changing too fast. Livable time for doing this. I'm going to be traveling soon in a few weeks, and my wife will return to Japan. And then I mentioned I'll be traveling, doing classes and seminars. Because of this, I just can't do one specific time every week. Instead, I'll be recording the Effortless English show whenever I can find the time. After record it, I'll put it on YouTube and put it on effortlessenglishclub.com. And I will send a tweet on my Twitter account. I'll send a tweet with a link to the new show. So if you want to follow me, if you want to get each show it's new, just follow me on Twitter. And I'll tell you on Twitter when the new show available. And my Twitter is twitter.com/ AJ Ho, just my HAJHOGE. Well, that's it for this week's show. I'll see you next time. As always, go to effortlessenglishclub.com and try my VIP program for just $1. I will see you next time. Have a great day, have a great week, and enjoy your English learning. Bye for now.